let's talk crime on the internet. Because every time you log into the internet, you're exposed to many, many threats. People are trying to get your financial data, your personal data. They're trying to steal from you. And they have different techniques of doing so. First of all, let's start with the Internet Crime Center's 2023 crime report. And as you can see, over the last few years, the number of internet crimes reported to this organization, as well as the financial losses reported, have been steadily increasing over the past few years. Just in financial losses alone, we've nearly quadrupled from 2019 to 2023. Now, who's most exposed to internet crimes? You might have guessed it, older populations, specifically 60 plus, are the most exposed to internet crimes. And this has everything to do with digital literacy. The less you know about computers, the less you know about the internet, the more exposed you are to these attacks. So it's really important. This lesson, especially, and this goes especially for my older students. Um, it's not something that you're doing wrong, right? Some of us just kind of miss that digital age, right? We didn't grow up with computers. I personally did grow up with computers. I feel very privileged. But some of us that are older miss that period of time, right, where computers were literally in everyday life. So that means that unfortunately, those populations have the least information and therefore are the most exposed. But hopefully, right, after we go through the slides, you'll understand what kind of things to avoid and minimize that risk. We can never bring that risk to zero, but we can definitely make it smaller. So, what are the type of internet crimes? So, this might be a surprise. It should be a surprise to most of you. So, there are tech support crimes, right? People pretty much pretending to be part of a trusted organization, a bank, a tech company, whatever. It could be your email, it could be your financial institution, it could be something super sensitive like your IRS data, your tax data. There's also extortion, where people will get information and use that information to force you to give money to them, right? So that they don't release that information, or sometimes so they give it back to you. There's also personal data breaches, right, where people actually hack a large organization. So those are the high tech, sophisticated hackers. Though, as we'll see, it's not always as high tech as you might think. One of the most common, and by far the most common, is phishing, which is not the most technical type of attack. It's not like in the movies where you see hackers, right, pounding away at their keyboard. Phishing is actually low tech, high social engineering. We're going to learn what that term means. And it's really, really effective. And it's not phishing with an F, it's phishing with a PH, but it does have, some parallels to uh, that original term of phishing, right, for fish. So we'll talk about what that attack means over the next few slides.